I'm Dan Fuller. I'm Commercial Director at Sekuro. I work with the sales, finance and legal teams, and I'm here today to talk about CrowdStrike Falcon Flex. So Falcon Flex is essentially a termed contract with a pre-committed spend that allows customers flexibility as to both what products or services they consume within that contract term and also how they're invoiced. So the process for utilising a flex contract can be split into two categories. The first one being the traditional procurement process where the original contract is transacted and signed, and then subsequent to that there's the activation of the flex pool as you go through the contract by adding licenses or services at the points at which it makes sense to the customer. So a flex pool is a dynamic pool of credit essentially that's procured as part of the contract at the commencement, and that can be used to add licenses or services throughout the term. But you can also credit licenses back into that pool if you no longer want to use them, or if business conditions or requirements have changed, and then you can use that to procure new services, new licenses or alternatives to what you already have. Yeah, well, in addition to the flexibility of being able to add products or services from the CrowdStrike catalogue in or out at any given point in time, customers aren't left with licensing that they're not going to use, or business conditions have changed and they want to move to something different. It also gives the customer certainty over pricing. So when we generate a CrowdStrike Falcon Flex quote for our customers, we will always have a rate table in there that gives a set price for each service or license type that they might consume during the term, so that they know upfront how much those licenses would cost them should they wish to add them in future. The customers that have had most success with flex contracts typically have committed to a longer term and work with their Sekuro account manager and their CrowdStrike representative to plan out the next few years or the term of the contract in terms of what types of services they'll be adding throughout that term. And of course those plans change, but that planning phase is important in order to get the most out of it. Yeah, ultimately you deploy only what you need when you need it. You achieve the lowest total cost of ownership whilst optimising security outcomes. It's certainly a welcome change to the status quo.